My name is Wade Nomura, and this is Rotary Serving Our Community. One of the things that Rotary does and does quite well is to try and brand itself. It puts out things that show Rotary and what we do. One of the companies that does this is a company called Russell Hamtpon, and I had the privilege and opportunity to work with them. By the way, all of the posters we have in the studio are all done by Russell Hamtpon. Joe Beveridge is one of the presidents. Actually, he is the president of Russell Hamtpon, and I want to show you through him what they do there. With that, enjoy the video. Thank you.
Hi, and welcome to Russell Hamtpon. My name is Joe Beveridge. I am the president and Generation 4 in the family business. So first of all, thank you for joining us. I'll be looking forward to sharing a bit more about Russell Hamtpon's history and just about our business in general. So with that, the Russell Hamtpon Company was founded in 1920, actually by my wife's great-grandfather, who got tired of running around downtown Chicago trying to obtain items for his Rotary Club supplies, and thought there should be a easy and convenient one-stop shop, and thus the birth of Russell Hamtpon Company. And actually, my wife's great-grandfather and his business partner are the ones that founded it, and I'm sure, as you've guessed by now, their names were Hepner and McCready. Oh, wait a minute. Hepner and McCready. Yes, so strange but true fact number one. My wife's great-grandfather and his business partner pointed to a map of the United States, and one landed on Russell County, Kansas, and the other landed on Hampton County, South Carolina, and that is how the name Russell Hamtpon came about. So strange but true. Strange but true fact number two is that, as I said, I'm generation number 4. However, I am the third son-in-law. So our current CEO, Bob Lau, is generation 3. He was a son-in-law. His father-in-law was a son-in-law. So, with that, I'd like to show you over here a little bit of the family history and some old catalogs and pictures of the 4 generations. Join me. Here are some photos of the 4 generations of Russell Hamtpon Company, along with several different catalogs going back for decades. Down at the very bottom, we have the founder. We have Edwin McCready, and as mentioned previously, then it was Russell Hamtpon went down to his son-in-law. It says Henry, but he went by Hank Hamblin, and then to generation 3 son-in-law, Robert, aka Bob, who is our current CEO and still here in the building. We'll find him and his wife Kathy. They're both involved today as well, and say hello. And then finally myself, generation 4. And so as you can see down below, these catalogs span back decades. And then also when Russell Hamtpon originated, it was while Rotary has always been the focus and the base, it did start with fraternal organizations in general. So you can see we actually have a very old Kiwanis and Exchange Club supplies manual there as well. Here we are in the central hub of the Russell Hamtpon office, which is where our customer service is. And here we keep 3 full-time customer service reps here on staff. They're extremely knowledgeable, can answer any and all of your questions about your Rotary product, merchandise, not only that we stock here, but also can help you with your needs for non-stock items and special custom things that you might need for your other events. And that being said, Jason, running the camera, actually is the gentleman that handles all non-stock and all custom orders. So that would be anything from as simple as wanting a shirt in a color that we don't carry here in-house, whether it's maybe adding your name to one of our existing items, or your club name, event name, or if it's completely custom, getting an item maybe of a golf tournament and you want some divot tools and some tees and a towel, Jason's your guy. And so the other thing is we are probably highly underutilized, is that we do this day in and day out, and and not just here selling things as a commodity, but also as a resource. Please use us to help you with idea generation and to make your events even better. With that, I'm going to take you and show you the room where we do our embroidery. Alright, here we are in the Russell Hamtpon embroidery room. I'm just going to stand a little bit closer because I know it's noisy and I want to make sure that you can hear me. While we do embroidery, as you can see here, we are not a embroidery shop. So, for example, if a club sends us an order of 50, 100, 40, whatever pieces, we control the digitizing of the logo, how it looks, the quality of the emblem, because we control that. We send that to our supplier that turns out the large items. However, when your club gets a new member or two and wants another shirt, this allows us to turn those in 24 to 48 hours with this single head machine. So we can do basically orders 11 or fewer we do in-house, and we keep this thing running pretty much around the clock. As I mentioned before, we have both stock items, and then we have our custom and non-stock items. And here is our purchasing department, and they are in charge of making sure we have stock on all the things that you will find on our website and in our catalog. So when we're able to turn your item in 2 or 3 days, they're a part of that, and making sure we have everything here. Anything on the back order, my name's Catherine, you know how to call when it's not here. So, and then Jason will give you a quick shot here. We also keep our safe in here, and it's a really cool old safe where we actually keep all of the gold and diamond pins. And some of you may have been fortunate enough to get one for being either a governor, past president, past president. In here is where we do all of the club and district banners, the big blue felt banners that have been a tradition in Rotary for decades. And so this is a very labor-intensive process, actually, where the banners get laid out, get measured and cut, and all of the letters, depending on what size they are, get spaced and put down exactly perfect by Tina. So you can call and thank her when you get an awesome banner in probably less than 4 weeks. So what she's doing here is she's taking all of these letters, and the letters are pre-cut, and she's taping them down with a special tape that's meant to be under heat. And so after it's all spaced and put down perfectly, that we put under the heat press, that will keep the letters in place enough, not permanently, but enough for her to be able to sew around each of them without them moving. And then, as you can see, back around here is one that has been laid out, and it's ready for inspection. And then it looks like, yep, and then it's going to go and actually get sewn. This has been taped, pressed, and next step is for Tina to do her magic. So hopefully you enjoyed this area of Russell Hamtpon, and we're going to move on to engraving. Welcome to the engraving room. In here you're going to see several things. We have a very traditional rotary engraving machine that we're going to show you that gives you the nice etched satin brass plates that you may have seen on some of the gavel plaques, and that goes back, again, spans back decades. We're going to show you some of our laser engraving equipment, as well as some of the equipment where we make badges. So with that, we're going to actually start here with the rotary engraving pieces, and I'll show you this first machine. This is this technology has been around for decades, and this is how they're all done way before my time. But as you can see, the machine spins and actually has a diamond tip, and it will actually go around each individual letter and etching in one at a time, and it'll give you this nice little, if you rub your finger over it, you can actually feel the grooves. And then we go over it with the darkening agent that's actually an oxidizer, and does what it would do naturally in just left to open air. But so we still do quite a bit of this. If you were a past president, I'm sure you got our item 34105 gavel plaque with this engraving plate. They're wonderful. Now over here to my right, your left, are the round name badges, a Rotary staple and tradition. And they start out here on a single sheet of paper. We take the names, They all get imprinted, and then they get actually the paper gets stamped out here, as you can see, and obviously proofed. We don't hate to misspell your name. From there, it comes over, gets the badge parts here put together and put in the press. And as you will know, many of you that have shopped with us, you have your choice of clip backs and magnet backs. We get the appropriate back, stamp the badge, and out the door it goes. Also, along the same lines as badges, I have a little printout here. These are actually made in this department right now, but we make them in-house. Our credit card style badges, where it's a full color dye sublimated badge, and they're nice. They're the size of a credit card. They don't scratch. They're flexible. And as I said, you get full color. So these are wonderful. We do a lot with the theme, as you can see here. And then also we have a lot of clubs that have been getting these custom made specific for their club. One, for the full color. Two, because they're very inexpensive and they have a really nice high perceived value. And then not shown here, the newest one, are the acrylic badges, which again are full color, made out of a 1/4 inch acrylic, and they're full color imprinted on the reverse side, and are really nice as well. So from here, we're going to take you to the other side of Engraving Department, and we're going to show you the laser engravers and some of the items on that end as well. On this side of the room, we have the laser engravers that we told you about. And these are fantastic because of the number of materials that they can do. A lot of your clubs have got the engraved plastic badges, which we're going to show you over here. It does the plastics, it does our black brass plates. If you've ever had an award, beautiful black brass plates, anything glass, crystal, wood, marble, it all gets done over here. And as you'll see here momentarily, instead of doing one letter at a time, it'll do broad sweeps of the whole thing. And also, since it's digital, we're not limited to any fonts or designs, so it really, along with the increased amount of efficiency, it also gives us a lot more freedom for design work as well, so it gets you a really nice product. So come this way. Teresa is actually the engraving manager. She's going to get this going, and she works back here with her sister Tina, so it's a family business here in more way than one. And here we're going to see we actually have, this is engraver's plastic. It's white that will engrave black. But you can see here, this one we put a honeycomb board in it, because as you can see here, not only will it go through and etch it, but then afterwards it's going to cut out the badge in whatever shape and size we tell it to. So, and then it's going to get loud. We got to turn the exhaust fans on, so bear with us. You can see here what Teresa's doing is taping down the plastic so it doesn't move, and she's also focusing, because it is a laser, it does need to have the right focus so that it gets a really crystal clear etch and be able to cut. You can see the speed it does that with just one badge. Obviously for us, for efficiency, it's better if we get a whole sheet with all the names. And this thing will go the whole side to side, which is roughly 30 inches by 16 inches, so we can fit a lot in there. The other neat thing is, at the speed it goes, if we wanted to do it one more time, we could hit repeat. It would go at this exact same speed and not miss a beat. There'd be no shadowing. It wouldn't be off. It's extremely precise even at that speed. Okay, as you can see, it's almost done with all of the engraving, and then the next step will be for it to cut out, which will happen here in just a few moments. As you saw, I made several passes and went around at quite a quick rate. It could actually cut it through at a slower speed with one pass. However, the amount of burn and smoke that kicks up in doing that can ruin the product, particularly on a white badge like this. You can see I just touched it and I have engraver's dust on my finger. So obviously the next step for this is to be completely cleaned up, and then where the little bullseye is where we add our rotary flat. So, and then of course they'll get their back of choosing whether it's a clip pin or a magnet. So here I just wanted to show you some of the things I mentioned before, that the capabilities that these lasers allow us to do. So you can see wood. Before we had our master brand full metal antique brass flats, we would actually etch the first part of the Rotary master brand into the wood. And then, as I mentioned, we can do, here's another wood, we can do marble, we do the black brass plates, and then all sorts of glass and crystal and acrylics. And this is just a small sampling of what we do. Obviously in our catalog we have a full line of awards, and actually even more on the website as well, which you can get to at bestclubsupplies.com, or going back again decades, ruh.com also as well. So watch your step and come through here. And what we're going to do is just one more medium is the black brass plates. So these go on a ton of different awards, from a lot of marble and glass will get these, a lot of the plaques get these as well. And this is actually an award that goes out to a lot of the board members. I gotta turn the exhaust back on. But for those of you that have served on your board of your Rotary Club, there's a good chance you may have gotten one of these. Like the plastic where it etched away so we can see the name, this does the same thing. These plates come to us, all sorts of different borders and designs, and the laser comes through and removes the black painted portion of the plate, and will leave you with a nice brass piece showing through. And then the same thing, after this thing is run completely through, we'll take it out and clean it, get all the engraver's dust off of there, and polish it up so it shines. Over here is the assembly area. Here we keep all the boards, all of the flats, all of the boxes, all of the pieces that go to the bulk of the awards. So you see, this is the name badge that was actually etched over there. Teresa is applying the flat that we mentioned earlier. So you can see the rotary flat is in place. And then soon to come is the magnetic back. All sorts of awards get done over here. You can see we have some art glass awards that have been, first step for these is gluing. These have been glued together, and then as you can see, this just got a black brass plate like we saw over on the last machine. All gets cleaned up, put on these awards, and next step will be boxed and sent over to shipping to go out to you. All right, out here we have a sand carving machine. So we don't use it for a ton of products, but on some of our higher end crystal items that have the nice deep etch, those come from here. Again, it's a highly labor intensive process with lots of potential for error, but when it's done right, there is just nothing that looks as nice as a deep etch from the sandblasting machine. So at any rate, we're going to walk through the warehouse. This section where we are right now houses all of the awards and plaques and clocks and pens and etc. that belongs to the engraving section. And now, excuse me, we're going to work our way through. I'm going to show you our convention area as well as just our general merchandise. So all those things that you see on our catalog and on our website. So follow me. Like I said, as we pass through here, there's all sorts of, we've passed the high-end pens that we etch and personalize. Here are all the clocks, a lot of the acrylic and glass awards. And then as we make our way out here, this is our convention area. And actually, we set up our booths in advance before we travel because we have so many different thousands of SKUs that we actually carry. We want to make sure that we have a nice variety of items, but also make sure it's going to fit on the space allotted. And so we're actually preparing, we leave Saturday, which is in a couple of days for us at the time of this filming, for the International Convention, where the 2017-18 Rotary theme is going to be announced. And in fact, our theme booth was set up here. It shipped out on 3 or 4 pallets. Actually, here's my suitcase. A couple of things that didn't make it are actually in here. Let me show you. Oh, just kidding, Rotary. You have to wait till Monday when the theme is announced. So, at any rate, out here you can see this is just the early stages skeleton of what is going to be our pets booth. And so we try and make sure that we set it up on the smallest possible setting, so that way there are no surprises when we get to a hotel and you're put in a neat location where you have to, we call it MacGyvering things. So at any rate, we'll have all sorts of personal items for the clubs, etc. And so if you've ever been to a pets conference, you know exactly what we're talking about. And if you haven't, please come see us. It's a great opportunity to see the variety of items we have and get some nice personal items for yourself and to market Rotary and your club. So this is the convention area, and now we'll just move into our general warehouse. So in here we stock thousands of items. As you can see, the theme for the current year. We have a nice theme section with our banners and our bags and our pins and our ties and our scarves and so much more. In addition to that, you can see down here we have all sorts of bags, purses, caps. Here's a lot of our drinkware and mugs. We move into all sorts of new member kits, all sorts of different things for clubs. There I see some Rotary flags. And moving on into our guest speaker gifts. Pens, gifts. Looks like we have wallet cards, flash drives, power banks, you name it. It's got a Rotary logo on it. We have it. And then here we have all of our stickers and decals. So here everything gets pulled to everything that's been engraved makes its way out here. All of the stock merchandise gets pulled, goes into our shipping room, gets packed. The guys will put it on the scale, weigh it, find the most cost-effective way to get it to you by your need-by date, and out the door it goes. So continue through with me. It is climate controlled out here, but it's still a little cool because it's like 12 degrees outside, in case you're wondering. Here we have all of our apparel, and then around here we have a bit of an obstructed view. We have 3 dock doors. We have one straight ahead for semi-loads, so the International Assembly booth I just told you about went out on the 3 or 4 pallets. A semi-truck came and picked that up, and it's taken it to San Diego for us. On the opposite side of our work van here, we have the UPS level dock, so they come a couple times a day to pick up and deliver. And then also, as you can see, we have our work van where we run our daily errands, we pick up from suppliers and make drop-offs, etc. So as we come this way here, I'm going to give you a peek into the shipping room where everything gets packed and packaged and ready to go out for you. So as I said, everything comes in here, gets packed. We have all the supplies, the papers, the peanuts, the boxes of different sizes, gets weighed on the scales, and depending on where it goes, we look at how many days it takes to send it to you the most cost-effective way possible. And the last kind of thing, though, is if you can look over here at this wall of all of these different drawers, those are all different titles of lapel pins. You can imagine the quantity and the number of variations. It's a bit staggering, really. And then it went from one lapel pin to then we started offering pin post back and magnet back, and then with the new Rotary branding, we now have that with now in the Legacy logo and the Master Brand logo and pin post and magnetic back. So it went from 1 to 4 pretty rapidly. So we have a lot of pins on hand here. But at any rate, I want to take you through the rest of the building real quick. We're going to stop in and see graphic design next. Here we are out in front of the graphics department. In here, these ladies do all of the things that, from design of the items that go into the catalog to the layout of the actual items in the book to things that are ready for the website and also marketing materials for Rotary and marketing materials for Russell Hamtton, and basically anything you can think of, they do it year-round when you have needs for your club, for your custom items, for your trading banners. These are the ladies that make that happen for you. Welcome to the second level of the Russell Hamtton office. Up here is purely office space, but there's a couple things that are obviously critical to our operation. So on my left, your right is Bob's office, and Bob Lau, as you recall, is Generation 3 in the family business, and he is the CEO and chairman of Russell Hamtton currently. And on my right, your left, is his wife Kathy's office, and she is her grandfather, so like I said, my wife's great-grandfather that started Russell Hamtton, and she is involved in all sorts of things with product design. And so I know a lot of people are familiar with our silk ties and scarves and other items like that, and so she has a big hand in part to do with that. And now down the way, over here behind the closed door is our server and also where our IT director Tom resides, so if you ever have any issues on the web, he's the guy I'm sure you visited with. Through here is the accounts receivable, as well as more web assistance. So over here, Sharon, I'm not here right now, is in charge of keeping the web current, making sure everything's in the right sections and up to date, and basically making sure that all the latest and greatest items that we have are up and available for you in real time. And then over here, like I said, Karen, hopefully you don't hear from her. Hopefully all bills are paid on time, but that goes to her, and she's wonderful and does a great job over here. And so moving on to the other end, from receivables to payables, Annie, our accounting director, and payables offices here, keeps everything humming along for us. And then finally, the end of the tour. Through here, this is our mezzanine, and as you'll see, it's roughed out. Right now we use it for a lot of storage of old files, old product, things that we're donating. But it has also been set, this is for our expansion, and so we're going to be renovating and finishing this off and moving all of graphic design up here. We already use it for photography up here in the natural light, and creating more office space as we continue to grow. And then finally, I will give you just a shot here, an aerial view of the overall warehouse. And one last thing, down below, we call it our elevator. It's really a man lift, but we do take that up and down from time to time. And of course, my kids love to ride on it. They're only 5, 7, and 9, so they think it's a blast. They want to touch the ceiling. At any rate, we really want to thank you for allowing us the opportunity to share a little bit of what we do, and to thank you for what you do for Rotary, and also thank you for your patronage and allowing us to serve you. And if you need anything, please don't hesitate to call us. You can reach us on our website at ruh.com, or you can call us obviously on our toll-free line, 1-800-877-8908. So again, thank you very much, and we hope to see you all at a Rotary event soon.
I hope you enjoyed that video. As you can see, Russell Hamtton, they go above and beyond to do things well for us. And with that, that is the face and vision that Rotary has put forward. So with that, when you see that, and you see anything that you want to have in Rotary, check with Russell Hamtton. Thank you. We'll see you next week.